Got it. That's so cool. Did this all on my own. I brought the step van today down to my friend Steve's work. Steve is the guy that you saw at Dinosaur Ridge and out at the Hot Rod Show, and he's letting me do an oil change here at his work. So this will be my first time to try to do it totally solo. I asked Steve to just sort of sit in the background and be there just in case I get stuck and in case I need it. I'm running into my first roadblock. I'm using this closed-inch wrench here. This is a 11/16. It seems just slightly loose on here, but the next size down doesn't fit. So I think this has got to be the right size, and it's stuck. It won't come off. Last time I did this, I did a hand tighten on it and didn't tighten it up all that much, so it should be good. But there is two plugs here. I see one on this end, and then there's another one further back. So I've asked Steve to look at it, and he said that he needs to get an impact wrench to take it off so that we don't accidentally strip it. Steve's run to go get his tool from his house. All right, I have serious power tools, air tools. Whoa, that went fast. That went seriously fast. Took the thing off right away. Okay, next is the oil filter, and I have to make sure not to pull off the transmission filter because they look almost the same, and the transmission filter is right next to me, and it looks like the obvious choice. This is what you don't want to do. Last time, and I'll link this video above, we accidentally took off the transmission filter instead of the oil filter. Here's the oil pan right here, and the filter right above it right here. This is the transmission filter. You don't want to pull that off. Instead, you got to look right next to it. Here's transmission filter. Right up there is the oil filter. It's in a weird, wacky place that's hard to get to, and we ended up getting to it from the top. So I've got to try to figure out how to get it out again. So the oil filter is right here. It says oil filter on it. It's located right behind the alternator in this weird position that's hard to get to. That's sort of interesting. The oil filter won't come out through the bottom. You can only pull it out through the top. I never realized that. I don't remember that from last time. All these hoses are in the way. There we go. That's it. Got it. That's so cool. Did this all on my own. One of the little tricks that I learned from watching YouTube videos, which I watch a lot of those, is to take the oil filter, the new one that you have, and fill it with oil before you put it up in there. I don't know if that's specific to diesels or if it's just a good tip to do in general. I did it with the transmission fluid with the filter for that as well. And also to oil this O-ring here, this rubber gasket. I'm going to just double check, make sure that the new filter matches the old one. Alright. They look like they're the same size. Slightly different hole pattern on top. And looks like the thread pattern is similar. Hopefully this goes on. So I got to pre-fill this. Try to be careful. Whoa! I don't think I can get the camera at an angle so you'll be able to see it when I screw this back in, so I turn the camera off. Alright, oil filter is back in place. Just got to fill the thing up with oil. Hopefully I have enough oil. I purchased 12 quarts, 3 1-gallons. So I think it takes about 11 and a half last time. Okay, here we go. I have to go sort of slow with this. Doesn't like to fill up very fast. If you fill up fast, then it spills over the edges. I think one of the best things that I learned about auto mechanics came from my sister, of all people. she recommended these gloves. I think the reason I never liked auto mechanics as a kid or as a teenager growing up or any time was getting my hands dirty. With these gloves, I don't mind it. It's actually sort of interesting, sort of fun. I'd like to find a way to get this funnel to where it doesn't keep tipping over. It wants to tilt. You have to sort of hold it in place. I'm guessing there's probably a better funnel that's designed for this, or maybe I can modify this. If you have some tips for the funnel, let me know, because it just keeps tipping over. I'll show you what I mean. I think I need a hard hat for working on automobiles. I've hit my head 4 times now on the hood here. I hit it once on the rail here, the support, and 3 times actually on the edges going in and out underneath this. I love the space in here and being able to get in and out, that it's really easy to access the engine, but don't enjoy hitting my head. Alright, I think that's about 10 quarts. I'm going to check the oil level and then add some more if need be. And I just hit my head again. That's number 5 today. Alright, you want to see the world's longest dipstick. Well, it's actually the transmission, but the oil dipstick's pretty long too. Check this out. That's pretty long. Transmission's almost double that. I can't check the transmission level right now because the engine's not running, as you probably know. But maybe I'll just pull it out so you can see how long it is. I checked it just a couple of days ago and the level was good. Alright. It says here to add 1 more quart, which is about what I guessed. It takes about 11. And maybe run it and check it again later in the day or tomorrow. I think it'll probably take 1 more quart. Oh, I'll show you the transmission. Check out this transmission dipstick. That's pretty long. Okay, all done. It's running. The oil is not spewing out everywhere, so that's a good sign. I'm going to go park on the street and take Steve to lunch. 2 or 3 vlog episodes ago, I asked for some advice for my DeWalt circular saw. And I was missing a part on it, and all of you gave some advice, and several of you suggested that I go to Lowe's and look in the special drawers in the bins in the hardware area, and I found what I was looking for there with the help of an employee at Lowe's, where I had tried at Home Depot before. And the part I was missing was this piece here. So I managed to get the perfect plastic knob and a carriage bolt for the other side with a little washer here, and it just works fabulously. So problem solved with this. Everything's working great with that. So thank you for the advice. I love getting advice from all of you because it's like such a fabulous resource. It's like having my own think tank, like having my own committee that is solving all of my problems. This is just like a brilliant thing. I wish I would have done this years ago. In a previous episode, I put together a storage thing with some straps here for storing all of the lumber that I'm going to be using in future projects. This is leftover subfloor and the metal panels that were on the ceiling. So just wanted to give you an update on this. Everything's working fabulously well. It's staying in place. I think the only thing I really need to do is maybe swap out one of the straps that is not really a true ratchet strap, and so it's sort of slowly slipping. It's like a friction fit type thing. I do need to get advice with one other thing. Just need to focus there. I am trying to put in the support system for the bed that's going to be 40 inches above the floor down here. And so what I need to do is create some sort of structure that attaches to the side of the step van. In my head, and the way I worked it out, was that I was going to be attaching to these support ribs that go up and down the walls. That's how you do it in a typical van build, like a Sprinter van, any sort of normal van. So you attach to these points, and the insulation, of course, is underneath. And that's what I thought I was going to do. The problem is these supports are 4 feet apart. So I have one here and then one over here. The problem is that the bed is going to go to right here. So it's 60 inches wide, by 80 inches the other direction. So 60 inches is from here, which is the beginning of the wheel well, right here, to the back of the van. And so there's only one support here. There's no rib in the back corner. There's only one rib here and then nothing. So I have one rib in the middle and no support on the ends. So I was brainstorming today with Steve, and he had a couple of ideas. And one of these ideas is to take angle aluminum and run it from here up into the rib, skip over the other side of the rib, and run the angle aluminum out to the corner. And then attach it to this outside wall. This is the exterior wall with bolts that go through the wall. And of course you've got to seal all those points. I'm not so worried with the side walls as the ceiling. I don't want to be running lots of bolts or nuts or holes in the ceiling. But the sidewall has rivets everywhere. There's hundreds of rivets in the sidewall of the step van. So I'm thinking that I'll probably do that. Put angle aluminum here, and then a second piece of angle aluminum there, and mirror it, duplicate it on the other side. And then run 1-inch square tubing from this side here off to the other side and set it right on top of the angle aluminum and do 4 pieces of tubing. I've seen some Sprinter van builds where they're doing the garage underneath the bed. So the bed is up 30 or 40 inches, so they can put bicycles underneath there, and they have the same sort of system. They have 2 rails on the side with square tubing going across, and I think they have 4 pieces of square tubing for a queen size bed. So that's the plan. I need to decide by Monday, 2 days from now, so that I can order the materials Monday morning. I'm a little bit in a time crunch in that I've got to get all this built before Friday, the end of the month, because my storage unit is coming up due on Friday. So I've got to get everything ordered Monday, start building it, get it built Tuesday, Wednesday-ish, so that Thursday and Friday I can be moving out of the storage unit. So it's going to be a very busy week for me, and maybe a little bit stressful. That's why I'm doing this video now, so that I've got at least a day or two to get feedback from all of you on how to do this. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear some comments. I need to get some feedback and figure this out. Okay, I keep asking for advice, but I think you guys have encouraged me to do that. I'm having a weird experience here with my step van. It's a little bit freaking me out, just a little bit. It's happened twice today. So basically I negotiated my parking spot forward, backwards, get everything exactly where I want it, and then I have my foot on the brake. The vehicle is in neutral, so I've shifted into neutral. I have my foot on the brake, everything's set. I engage the parking brake. This is my normal procedure for stopping, and then I turn the ignition key off. And normally the engine dies. That's totally normal. That's the way the vehicle has been for the past 2 or 3 months that I've owned my step van. But what happened twice today is as soon as I turn off the engine, there's this sort of, it sounds like an electronic motor, like some sort of gate is opening, like a lift gate or something like that. It's like wah, yeah, wah, yeah. And when this noise happens, I feel the brake pedal move suddenly up and down. And so I think it might have something to do with the power brake system and maybe a problem there. So obviously brakes are important, and power brakes in particular are critical for a large vehicle this size. So does this mean there's a problem with my power brakes? Is something going out on the power brakes? Do I need to take this to a specialist and get it looked at, or is this something that I can easily remedy myself? I guess probably I should start checking on YouTube and doing some research. I'm going to do that tonight as soon as I get this video uploaded. But I thought I'd go ahead and tag this on this video, get it uploaded, so I can get some feedback from all of you, and I feel like this is an important thing to address as soon as possible. Love to hear some comments from you, some feedback. Thank you once again for everything you've done to help me out. Thank you again for watching. Savor the moment. See you next episode.
I know the reason she's so far away.